Hello everyone, welcome back to today's lesson, our second lesson for HBL on 1st of February. Okay, in this lesson, we'll go through your tourism assignment package. So nothing related to GI, your typical usual questions will be asked over here. Okay, we'll be going through the first assignment. So this one on the types of tourism. Now, same thing as before. In this first part of the video, I will go through the questions and how to answer them. Then after that, you'll pause the video, attempt the questions on your own. Then finally, you'll come back to check your answers. Okay, so without further ado, let us take a look at our assignment. All right. So first assignment is on the different types of tourism. So you have to remember there are 4 types of tourism destination. So 4 types of places. Okay, and then 8 types of tourism, which is related to the activities they do at each of the place. Okay. So study figure 1, which shows information of tourism in Sabah, Malaysia. Right. So Sabah is the eastern part of Malaysia, the giant island to the east of mainland Malaysia. So we take a look at the figure. Okay, then the question is asking us, identify the main type of tourism in Sabah. Okay, so a command word is identify. So you will need to highlight this. Question focus is type of tourism. Okay, at the same time, they also say main type. So try to look out for the majority type of tourism over here. Okay, so what do we see in this picture? We see there are things like diving. Okay, there are war memorial. Okay, then other than that, you can see things like whitewater rafting, cave plus eco. Eco refers to ecotourism, right? You haven't learned this yet, but later on the chapter we'll talk about it. Okay, then there is the Mount Kinabalu plus Kinabalu Park. Okay, so for mountain climbing, beach holiday, then there are trekking and so on. Okay, so you can tell from this diagram that tourism in Sabah is mostly outdoors, okay, mostly to natural area, right? Natural outdoor places. So think about it, okay, which type of tourism that you learn actually visits the natural outdoor area? Okay, that would be your answer. Right, so identify the main type of tourism in Sabah. Okay, question number 2. Using figure 1, explain why Sabah is a popular tourist destination. So explain means to give reasons. Okay, so always remember explain is to give reason. So they want you to give reason why Sabah is a popular destination. Okay, so based on whatever you see over here, give me 3 different points, 3 unique points on why would the tourists want to visit Sabah. All right. Okay, the question is worth 3 marks, so give 3 different points. So give reasons why would tourists want to visit Sabah. All right. So far, nothing too challenging or difficult. Okay, same thing as before. If you have any questions regarding whatever I mentioned, please post them down in the comment below. Then I'll take a look at the comments and I'll get back to you when I see you in school. Okay, so question number 2, which shows the information about tourism in the capital city of Cuba. All right, so the capital city of Cuba is this place called Havana. Okay, some of you might have heard the song before. Okay, the Havana, Havana Ulala song. Okay, so that is based on this city over here. Okay, Cuba is an island in the Caribbean. So let's take a look at this figure. Now, very important, whenever you see a figure like this, okay, please look for the compass direction. Okay, look for the legend as well as scale if there are any. Okay, so you would see that from 0 to 2 km, it is actually this length over here. All right, so let's just quickly look through this. Boundary of the city is this one. Okay, you see this dotted line. So anywhere within this dotted line here would be in Havana. Then the straight lines over here refer to main roads. So there's an international airport over here. Then we see that the main road, for example, this road passes all the way to the beach. Okay, this road over here passes all the way to the beach. So all these are your main roads. All right. Then lastly, this darkly shaded area is your tourist area. So where can the tourist area be found? So you notice that they are along the coast over here. Right. Now, how do I know this is a coast? Because over here says western beaches. So basically anything which is white over here is the island, part of the island. All right. Then this gray area over here would be the sea. Okay, so this portion, like where my mouse is the coast, the eastern beaches. Then there's a central Havana. There's an old Havana. Okay, old Havana probably is the old city area, which was built way longer than the central area. Okay, then there's a marina over here, right? Then at the same time, the figure also gives us the area where tourists can be found. So area one would probably be from marina over here all the way to this dotted line. Okay, then we have area 2, which comprises of central Havana, okay, the city center of Havana, so as old Havana, and area 3 would be areas to the east of the central Havana. Okay, so all these places. All right, so the question is asking, okay, describe the location of the tourist area shown on the map. Okay, question is worth 2 marks, so you have to give 2 points. Basically 2 points to tell me where can the tourist be found. So key thing to note over here is that because this is a map, right? When describing map, okay, always use your compass directions to describe the maps. All right? So describe the location, you must tell me things like north, south, east, and west. Okay, so location of tourist area, this one is my question focus. So let me just give you an example. I would say that tourist locations are located towards the northern area. Okay, how do I know this is northern area? Because if I look at whole Havana city, it's only at the top part here where I can find tourist area. So at the northern coast of Havana city. Okay, so I have already just give you the first example. So you can describe where else can the tourist location be found. All right. Now question B, part 1. Okay, which tourist area had the most hotel room in 2002? This one is very straightforward. Basically, you just have to look at the bars over here. All right, and then find the area 1, 2, or 3. Which one has the highest bar? Okay, in 2002. So make sure you look at the correct year. Which one is the longest bar over here? All right. And which area show the biggest increase in number of hotel rooms between 1988 and year 2000? So they are saying between 1988 and year 2002, right? Basically, what this question wants you is to compare the data shown in each of the year. All right, then decide which area is it. Okay, so this question B part 2 is actually actually tests you the skill on comparing bar graphs. They ask you to compare the bars between 1998 and 2002. Right, now question C. Okay, describe how the number of hotel rooms changed between 1988 and 2002 in the 3 areas shown on the map. So describe, now follow your GAS format. So in general, what is the change among all the 3 areas? Okay, then you can go down to the specific changes. Probably like say in area 1, what are some specific changes? Area 2, what are some specific changes? And so on. So describe how the number of hotel rooms change between these places in the 3 areas. Okay, so follow GAS, give your general changes. Okay, then specific, change to particular area, right? So you give up to 3 points to answer this question. All right. Now, final question. Okay, suggest reasons for the location of the tourist area. So basically asking you to say why are the, so over here in this question A, right, you describe the location. So the last question suggests reasons why the locations of the tourist area are as per what you described earlier. Okay, reasons for the location for what you described earlier. So if you say that the tourist locations are located along the coast near the beaches, okay, why do you say so? Why do you think tourists like to go to the beaches, right? Then why are there more tourists in area 2? Okay, what do you see in area 2? Are there like main roads towards area 2? Main roads connecting the airport towards the area? Okay, so you think about possible reasons to answer this question. All right, so come to the end of question 2. If there are any questions, please remember to post them down in the comments below. I'll take a look at the comments and address your question. All right, question 3. Study figure 3 and 4, which shows different places catering different tourist activity. So quite straightforward, read the text over here. Okay, then look at this picture over here. Now this picture, in case you don't know, this is showing the Colosseum. Okay, so the Colosseum is a ancient Roman building, okay, built many hundreds of years ago. In fact, even if I'm not wrong, about 1,000 years ago, right? So the Colosseum is a place where gladiators in Rome, they used to go inside, they fight to the death for entertainment for the audience. All right, so it's a very brutal sport, not few thousand, okay, more than 1,000 years ago. All right, so with reference to figure 3 and 4, identify and describe the 2 types of tourism respectively. Okay, so questions were 4 marks. So command word, okay, we have the question focus types of tourism. Okay, command word is identify and describe. Okay, so very straightforward. There are two types, right? They want you to identify. So identify one in figure 3, describe it. Okay, identify one in figure 4 and describe it. So that is how you get your 4 marks over here. All right. So just take a look. Okay, first one, keyword here. I already highlight to you the keyword, so it shouldn't be too difficult. Second one, I already explained to you. This is a Colosseum. Here, ancient Roman building more than 1,000 years ago. Okay, there are people who come here and they fight to the death inside the Colosseum for the entertainment of the spectators. Okay, so more than 1,000 years ago, huh? All right. Okay, question 4, pie chart. So study figure 5, which shows the percentage of 300 respondents, their purpose of visiting Shenzhen, China. Okay, so with reference, describe the purpose of visiting Shenzhen in China. Okay, so basically this one is asking you to describe a pie chart. What do you need to know to describe the pie chart? Always remember, describe the highest percentage, okay, the lowest percentage, and then finally, for pie chart, okay, describe any other significant observations. All right, so this is your standard pie chart description. So it's worth 3 marks. Make sure you give 3 different observations that are supported by evidence from the pie chart. All right, so make sure you give the data to support your observations made. Okay, question 5. Study figure 6, which shows the growth of medical tourism globally. So this is your world map. Okay, then the arrows, they're pointing to areas which have medical tourism. So for example, Central America, okay, got some medical tourism. Then in the Caribbean, in Brazil, okay, in Europe, Middle East, India, South Asia, as well as Asia. Right, so all these places have medical tourism. So the question is asking, describe the distribution. Now, if we look at this, which area do not have medical tourism? Over here, Australia do not have. Okay, over here, Africa do not have medical tourism. Okay, so with the help of figure 6, describe. Command word, so describe the global distribution. Now, over here, when I say global distribution on a world map, right? Okay, so you have to think of the locations where medical tourism occurred. All right, then after that, okay, suggest one possible explanation for the growth. All right, so growth meaning why is there more medical tourism lah? Okay, so give one possible reason for why is there more medical tourism in the locations which you describe above. Right, so this question not too difficult, worth 3 marks. So make sure your description, you follow GAS format, okay, general. So in general, where are medical tourism found? Okay, generally, where are medical tourism found? Okay, then you give one specific observation. All right, then last mark, you suggest why it is growing. All right, so all the questions in this package is not difficult. I've already gone through review the keywords and all that, so take your time to answer it. Okay, then pause the video over here. Please attempt the questions. Right, so if you are still with me, I'm guessing that you had completed all 5 questions and you are here to check the answers. Okay, so please make sure you completed all 5 questions, then you check the answers. Otherwise, if you have not done so already, please pause the video and do the questions first. Okay, also remember on your booklet over here, please write under the checklist the date which we complete this, so you can put 2nd February. All right, so let's go through the answers very quickly. Okay, so for question 1, identify the main type of tourism in Sabah. Very straightforward. So this would be under ecotourism. Okay, because all the activities are in outdoor natural area. All right, then also honeypot tourism. Okay, because they are all in the outdoor natural areas. Okay, looking at scenic beauty in the area. Right, so ecotourism and honeypot tourism. Okay, make sure you do not write places of scenic beauty because this refers to the type of destination. Okay, not the type of tourism, which is more so on the activities which the tourists are involved in. Okay, so places of scenic beauty is not accepted. Right, now there are many points over here. Questions worth 3 marks, so you can only pick 3 of these. So you can pick 3 of these points. You can write more, but no additional marks is scored. Okay, so explain why Sabah is a popular destination. So you can give any one of these. So the airport, there are 2 airports, the Kudat Airport and the Tawau Airport. Okay, they are near to the tourist attraction, so make it highly accessible and convenient. Right, that's why tourists would want to visit the area. Okay, then there are dive sites at Langkayan and Pulau Tiga. Okay, so these places offer scenic beauty and recreational activities. All right, so tourists might want to visit the area. Okay, then next, Sabah also attracts tourists who are environmentally conscious. Okay, so they might want to visit and learn more. This one is related to the ecotourism. So you see all this eco word over here, right? These are related to ecotourism. So they might want to visit and learn more, for example, at the valley with the turtle conservation. Okay, then they want to go to the national park. Okay, then next you can also say that there is a war memorial over there. So it could be interesting to those who are seeking for dark tourism to learn more about the war event, right? And then finally, you can say that it offers activities such as mountain trekking and bird watching, right? So make sure that you pick any of these tourist activity that's shown in the figure and explain why would people want to visit this area. All right. So question 2, tourism in Havana. So we look at this figure over here. Describe the location of the tourist area shown on the map. Okay. So follow your general and specific format. Okay, so tourist areas are located at the northern coast of Havana. Okay, you can see all these are at the topmost area of the city, so along the northern coast. Okay, 1 mark. So highest concentration of tourist areas are found in area 2, okay, from Old Havana to Central Havana. Right, so this area have the highest concentration because the dark gray area is highlighted the most. Okay, then in Havana City, tourist areas are located along main roads. So Havana City would be this portion over here. So you see all the dark gray areas, okay, there's actually a main road passing through it. Okay, so if I look in area 1 at the marina side and then area 3 at the eastern beaches, you notice that actually the main road are not passing through it at all. All right, then next, area 2 spreads further inland. So this is another possible observation. So you can see that area 1 and 3 is actually along the coast, along the coastline. Okay, area 2 actually comes inwards over here. Okay, so this is a possible observation. Okay, and then finally, the eastern beaches extend beyond the city boundary. Okay, so the city boundary is this area over here, this dotted line. So the eastern beaches is beyond it. So meaning to say that tourists do visit areas that are outside the city itself. Right, so these are all the possible observations you can make for the description of the location. Okay, so just give me a moment. All right, now for question B part 1. Okay, so which area had the most hotel? Straightforward. Just look for the bar which is the highest. So in 2002, bar area 1, area 2, area 3. Okay, so you have to take a ruler to measure the length of the bars. Okay, then you'll realize that area 2, the bar is the longest. So it had the most hotel rooms in 2002. Okay, which area shows the biggest increase in the number of hotel rooms between 1988 and 2002? So how do you do this question? Same thing. Now you measure the length of the bar, then you do an estimation. You minus the value in 2002 from 1988. In 2002, 1988. So you realize that the largest change, right, would be in area 3. Okay, in 1988 is 0. Then in 2002, this I'm guessing is about 3005. around there. So the largest increase in hotel room would be in area 3. Okay. Next question, describe how the number of hotel rooms change between these 2 years. So we follow GAS in general. That's an increase in the number of hotel room across all 3 areas, right? So general is always the overall pattern, right? So we notice that overall in 3 areas, there's an increase in number of hotel rooms. Then a specific. So specific, you look for, in this case, the smallest increase. Okay, so smallest increase is in area 2. Then the highest increase is in area 3. Right, so remember to give data to support your answer. If you need to copy this down, you can pause the video to copy it. So far, all these questions are very straightforward. Now, question D, suggest reasons for the location of the tourist area. So based on your descriptions up here, okay, you have to give reasons why they are located in those places, right? So the first one could be a higher concentration of tourist activity in Old Havana because they want to visit the place for heritage tourism due to the historical significance. All right. Then next, there's an airport road that goes directly to the central area. So increasing accessibility and demand for visiting Havana. So this would be Havana, Central Havana. Okay, this area. So from the airport, you realize people can travel straight down to Central Havana. So that's why there are a lot of tourist activity in Central Havana. Right, then next possible reason, more tourist area in the coastal area because it's a beach holiday destination, okay, that provide good tourist facility. Okay, so it's the type of activities in the area which is attractive. Then finally, you can say the marina, which is the coastal area, can also attract customers. Right, so for here, give reasons. Basically, anything which makes sense and you are able to explain it would be accepted. All right, so for question 3, very straightforward. Another question that you just have to observe and describe. So for figure 3, definitely is MICE tourism. Okay, it is all right to write MICE tourism because this is a geographical technical term. So anyone who studies geography would know the meaning of MICE, which actually refers to meeting, incentives, conventions, and events. So such facilities attract tourists who travel for business reason. Okay, so key point, they travel for business reason. Attending the trade fairs, conference. Then you have to mention the supporting infrastructure because of the good supporting infrastructure and services. All right. Now, second type of tourism over here would be heritage. Okay, why heritage? Because this building is more than 1,000 years old. So people would want to visit it, look at the history of this landmark over here. So it shows heritage tourism. People travel for the historical landmark, experience the different culture, and to understand the history better. All right, so this is the key point. Now, next point, they say that accept honeypot tourism. Now, I would say that honeypot tourism is not a good answer for this because remember, if you study honeypot tourism, is related to place of scenic beauty. And such places, we refer to places which has a good natural environment. So this Coliseum is built by man, so it's not considered a natural environment. So honeypot tourism, even though there are a large number of tourists over here, honeypot tourism is actually not the best answer. So, all right. So we have this. Okay, next question. So people visiting Shenzhen, China, describe the pie chart that you see. Okay, so just pause the video, check your answers. Now remember that you have to give me the most, okay, most popular, okay, the least popular, and then finally any significant observations or not. Okay, so pause the video and check your answers. Remember to give evidence to support your answers. Okay, so medical at 38%, okay, least popular scenic beauty at 1%. Then finally, okay, Shenzhen has good facilities, okay, such as this thing, okay, medical business theme parks. All right. So they make up for the large proportion at 75%. All right. Now, last question. Okay, growth of medical tourism globally. So look at this diagram over here. Then with the help of figure 6, describe the global distribution, then give possible explanation. So when describing map, okay, always look at the different region, follow your GAS format. So all major continents offer medical tourism except for Africa and Australia. So we can see that North America, okay, has medical tourism, Central America, South America all has medical tourism. Okay, Europe also have, Asia also have, Middle East also have, Southeast Asia also have. So only two areas which does not have medical tourism is in Africa and Australia. All right, maybe you might want to think why is this so? Okay, later when we go for the possible explanation, we'll talk about it. Okay, Southeast Asia offers all types of medical tourism. So Southeast Asia, you see everything. Okay, so all this, now we are coming to the significant observation already. So this is your general observation. Okay, then a significant observation. Okay, so dental work. Now, so after that, after you describe the general location, you see which one, what is common between the different area. Okay, then you realize that dental work can be found in Central America. Okay, dental work can also be found in Europe. All right. Just for your general knowledge, a lot of Americans, they actually travel down into Central America, Mexico, to do their dental procedures because it's cheaper over there. Okay, once they cross from USA to Mexico, it's cheaper to do dental procedures. Okay, cosmetic surgery is similarly popular in Brazil and Asia. So we can see cosmetic surgery can be found in these two locations only, Brazil and Asia. All right, and then finally, India specializes in heart surgery. Okay, so you notice heart surgery cannot be found in anywhere else. All right, only in India. Okay, so this is how you describe the global distribution. You realize that actually it's very easy because these kind of questions with the stimulus over here, then they say with the help of the figure, right? Whatever you see in the figure would help you to answer the question. So if they ask you to describe, okay, not explain, only for describe question, basically whatever you see, you can write it down and you would most likely score the marks. Right, so among all the description, just pick any three of them. Okay, explain one possible reason for the growth. So let us think, why would there be a growth of medical tourism? So number one, presence of higher disposable income. Basically, the people are richer now, so they are able to travel overseas in order to improve their life quality. All right, so improve their quality of life through medical procedures. We always link back to the question. So the question is asking you growth of medical tourism, right? So you must say improve their quality of life through medical procedures. Okay, so basically saying that people are richer now, they can travel to the different area to seek medical treatment. Okay, number two, The increase in leisure time among people encourage them to travel more frequently. Okay, this answer not very appropriate because they are referring to medical tourism. So people do not travel for leisure over here. They travel for medical procedures. So please do not copy this down. All right. Okay. Possible reason number 3. Countries are developing and able to provide better facilities for medical procedure, making it safe as a travel destination. Okay. So accepted. So medical tourism, remember, is under the places with good facilities, right? So because all these countries are becoming better, okay, more developed, so the hospitals, all right, the clinics and all that are also more developed, more hygienic, more sterile, okay, more suitable for surgery. So a greater number of people are traveling for surgeries and so on. All right. And then the final point, there's a growth in medical tourism because people are choosing to go to new destination in developing countries. Okay. So you notice that among this map, it is not only the rich countries which has medical procedures. Okay, even in developing areas such as Central America, okay, Southeast Asia, India, right? All these are considered developing countries. Okay, they also provide medical procedures. So these areas, people go there for surgery because they are developing countries. So in general, the procedures are cheaper, right? And then people would travel to these places for their surgery. It's just like plastic surgery in South Korea, as well as in Thailand, you can also find plastic surgery. Those on a budget, they might choose to travel to Thailand instead of traveling to South Korea for their plastic surgery. Okay, so same idea over here. There's a growth in medical tourism because people are choosing to go to new destination in developing countries as it is cheaper. All right. So we have come to the end of this video. Okay, I hope all of you have done your question. Please remember to submit your work when I see you guys in class on Thursday. All right. You'll realize that the questions for tourism are actually very easy, very straightforward, nothing tricky. Only thing is whether or not you are familiar with the content. So please start doing your revision. Once you revise, you find that all these answers, all these questions, actually, they are not challenging at all. I can do all these questions. All right. So with that, wish you a very fruitful HBL. Okay, go and take a break and then proceed on to the other subjects. I'll see you guys in school tomorrow. All right. Goodbye.